I had a subscriber request that I do a video on how to cast a bait caster, so I'm going to show you how I do it and try to keep it real simple without being all extra technical about it. Alright, so of course this is the bait caster. We have our handle, we have our spool release here, which is here. We of course have our spool. In my opinion, casting the bait caster is all about the spool and all about the thumb. Alright, and what do I mean by that? I mean when you actually press the button here to actually release the line, that's going to actually release the spool. So if I press the button here, you'll see immediately my line back here will drop. And so if you're looking at this line, if I release the spool, it drops. Alright, let me show you a little bit further out. So you can see if I press the button, here's my sinker, it drops. The spool is loose, just like that, until I tighten it up and start winding. Alright, so if I'm here to cast, if I were just trying to fish straight down, I would press the button and it would drop straight down, but I want to keep my hand on that spool. Alright, if I want to do an overhead cast, I'm going to press the button, catch my spool so that it doesn't drop. And then when I come out, hand still on the spool, I'm going to swing. And you notice when I swing, my thumb's on the spool the whole time until it actually hits the water, and then I let the rest of the line out so I can hit the bottom. Alright, and you can see as you're retrieving the line, you have a little guide here that's running back and forth across the spool there, and it's just dispersing the line evenly across the spool. Alright, so that's what you're seeing there. If you're wanting to cast to the side, like, you know, kind of a backhand cast like that, same kind of idea. Press the button, grab the spool so that the line, because every time you take your hand off, it drops. See that? Alright, so if I want to do like a side cast, I just hold it out like this, swing out to the side, hand on the spool the whole time. So again, the most important part of casting a bait caster is your thumb and the spool. That's the simple truth. The way you want to avoid backlashes or this line getting all tangled up is as soon as that sinker hits the water, your thumb is always there, close by. So let me see here if I can get a cast and show you. So notice how it's casting. My thumb's there the whole time. It hits the water, and I let it down. All right, so that's the basics of casting the bait caster now. So you have, again, your thumb, you have your spool, you have your line release, and then you have your tension control over here on the side. So understand that this little knob here on the side, this little knob actually determines how much resistance the spool has, and basically you will change the tension on here based upon how heavy a weight you're using for fishing, or if you're using an artificial lure. If it doesn't have a lot of weight, then you want this tension to be really, really light. So if I, tighty, righty, lefty, loosey, so that if I turn to the right as tight as it can go, I'm going to need a really heavy weight on there to cast it. If I turn it all the way to the left, then I can get away with having a really light weight, like a 1 ounce or something like that on the line, or a ½ ounce, or quarter ounce, depending on if I was throwing like a jig head or something like that. So again, with this, if you're wanting to just do a flip, again, you flip it out like that, but again, your thumb is always on that spool the whole time. All right, tighten up. All right, and you can see, looking at this one, this is an Abu Garcia. I'm a big fan of this one. I've had this one for over 10 years. It's been very reliable. I've learned how to take it apart, all that good stuff. It's pretty easy to clean. I would definitely say if you're fishing in salt water, Make sure that when you do finish fishing for the day, that you rinse it out, so that you actually are keeping that salt from collecting inside your reel, and then of course lube it down with like some WD-40 or some reel oil, something like that. So again, we'll give you a few more casts here just so you can see how it actually takes place. Spool, cast, thumb by the spool the whole time. Thumb just giving slight tension on that spool the whole time. If I'm on a boat, like a deep sea charter boat, and I just want to fish straight down, again, I'm pressing the button, grabbing the spool, and now I'm just letting the line drop, just like that, all the way to the bottom of the ocean. If I'm fishing on the beach and I want to really cast it, again, spool's locked, press my spool release, grab the spool, hold it back, notice that I have it at kind of a side angle, and then I'm just going to swing, and you'll notice, again, keeping my finger right by that spool the whole time, at the bottom, and now I'm good. The reason why you keep your finger by that spool is because understand that there is basically an energy where the spool is unspiraling, and if it hits the water, that slows down the speed that the spool is going at. So if you don't have your thumb there, it's going to spin real quick, and this is going to get all nested up, and you'll basically have to cut the whole spool off or spend all day trying to get it untangled. So keeping your thumb by that spool at all times is going to keep you from getting a bird's nest or a backlash. All right, so that's the tip on that. All right, so that's how I go about it with this is my bigger of my two bait casters. This is my Abu Garcia 6500C. This is my 3900C. All right, and the same idea with this one. You can see I have a little Carolina rig set up on here, about a half-ounce egg weight. So again, same idea. Spool release, hand on the spool. You notice my thumb was right by that spool the whole time. Same idea with this one. If I want to flick and cast that way, like this, again, spool release, grab the spool, come back across your body like this, swing. See how my thumb is right on that spool the whole time until it hits the bottom. Very light tension, not so much tension that it obstructs your cast, but enough tension to keep it from overspinning. Spool release, spool. Just like that. So again, if you're doing that back cast, again, here we go. You're like flipping to the side. Spool release. Thumb on the spool. So my thumb is right there the whole time. Again, if I'm doing an overhead cast, again, spool release, thumb on the spool. Just like that. See, the thumb is there the whole time. All right, and just like we talked about on the other one, the main importance of casting a bait caster is your thumb and the spool. You have your spool release, you have your tension control, and then you have your drag here on the side. So if you get a big fish, that would allow them to take some line off, so you can adjust the drag, so you can do that. All right. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you go about casting a bait caster. If you have any other questions about it, please hit me down in the comment box. If you have not already subscribed, please do. So I hope this lesson is good for you. Please keep coming back. OD5.